Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Talia, and in today's video, we will be discussing Kevin Samuels. And as you can tell by my title, I will be discussing what I placed in my title because I am bothered. I try to avoid this dude as much as possible, like not speak about him. Now, I've been wanting to say something about him for a while, but I'm like, and maybe it's not even worth talking about, but he just recently put up a video and made a comment that really has me bothered. So, therefore, I will be discussing it today. This is not a makeup video, so if you're here for makeup, this is not one today. As much as I would have liked to have recorded the look that I have today, I just couldn't. I just got up and decided to, hey, let me just do my makeup and let's get this thing popping. So if you are interested in getting my thoughts and opinion about his recent video, by all means, stay tuned. But before you get all cozy, there is a subscribe button that's located right over here. Alongside of it is a notification bell. They go together. So you have to click both. Go ahead. Just go ahead and they're right there. Click it.
I guess I really don't know what Christmas is all about.
I really wasn't trying to go into my commentary bag until after the new year. I had stated that I wanted, a couple of videos back, I had stated that I wanted to start a new series on my channel called I Live for the People, where I talk about Black and brown issues, as far as hate crimes, whatever's going on in our community, I wanted to speak on it. Well, I came across this clip from Hollywood Unlocked about Samuel Adams. No, that's not his name. That's Beard. About Kevin Samuels and who he thought the Black woman's enemy is. And first and foremost, for those who are new to my channel, I am a proud African Latina. I grew up in a Latino household. Both of my parents are from Central America. They're from Honduras. I didn't grow up with American values. I grew up with Honduran values. Strong ones at that. So I decided to chime in because I am Black and I do come from the Latinx community. And what was said by Kevin Samuels was the most ignorant thing that a person can possibly say. And I also feel like it pushes division between the Black woman and the Latina woman. For those who don't know who Kevin Samuels is, he is a image consultant. I mean, I don't know whether this man is or isn't, but he claims that he is an image consultant. He has over 1.4 million, if I'm not wrong, subscribers on his YouTube channel, and he gives relationship advice to both men and women. I think what really put him on the map is when he called a Black woman, she's average at best. Y'all can look that up. Okay. And I saw that video in its entirety. But what I have seen, now I have gone back to look at certain content, and I was actually introduced to him by one of my friends, someone I used to work with. And she had told me about him. One thing I will say, some of the things that he does say hold weight, like what I agree with. I agree with him building up Black men. I love that. I love the fact that he's trying to build self-worth for them. I love the fact that he likes to encourage health for both Black men and women, just Black men and women in general. So in his live stream, which was called Modern Women Meet Miami, he states, now these are not quotes. I was trying to, as he was speaking, I'm sitting here taking my notes. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to put the clip in because I guess he has the tendency on flagging people's channel, whatever the case is. If you put snippets of his content in your video, whatever the case is. So I don't know if I'm going to play with that. But I will definitely leave the link to that video. Mind you, I just didn't take what Hollywood Unlocked put in their video. When I saw it, I was like, oh, the nerve? Let me go find this video. I personally sat through that whole live, which is 2 hours and 8 minutes or 2 hours and some change. I sat through it because what I don't ever want to do is take a snippet of something and call that fact and not feel like something could be altered. I'm not saying that Hollywood Unlocked would be the type of, news reporting channel content creators that would do that. But I wanted to see it for myself, so then I really have a leg to stand on to say, hey, I actually watched the video in its entirety and this is what was said, whatever. So I did that. So in that video, and it was like maybe 20 minutes in, really can't call when he said it. But again, I'm gonna leave the video down and I'll probably go back and leave a timestamp in the event that you wanna see it. I'm not suggesting for anyone to go over there, but if you wanna see it for yourself, then I will leave the link down in my description box. So then, you can knock yourself out with that. So he states, the biggest enemy to Black women aren't the white women, it's the Hispanic women, Marisol and Maria. Can't, And Hispanic women, they know how to season food. They're sensual and they're feminine. They come from a patriarchal environment. For those who don't know what patriarchal means, they have fathers in their household. Hispanics love some brothers. And then he played this song called Mira Mi Morena. And I think he played that song in the video because he said something along the lines of, well, that's not really stepping outside. Morena means dark haired, and we use it as dark skin, which is mostly associated with darker skinned women. But what he does is that he feels that, Black women have the tendency on bashing Black men. We don't uplift them enough, yada, yada, yada. And this is why they have the tendency on dating outside their race or whatever the case is, right? Have your preference. Do what you do. No one cares. And I do agree that we shouldn't bash one another. If we're in a relationship, I don't agree with cursing each other out. My husband can sit here and say, in our most heated moments, I won't sit here and call him outside his name. I won't sit here and curse him out or whatever the case is. I'm real big on that because words have weight. The things that you put out in the atmosphere, you can't retract. Once you say it to a person, it's a done deal. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe that. But however, when he's sitting here have the freaking audacity to sit here and play Black women and Latino women up against each other, I don't appreciate. I don't. And being a person of both cultures, if people have doubt about that, I will kindly leave my ancestry up here. And like I said, both of my parents, they come from they come from Honduras. Mom can barely speak English. My grandmother's been in the United States of America for 40 some odd years and still can't speak a lick of English. That was my upbringing. But I don't know if he's meaning in the stereotypical sense of what a Latina looks like, but I'm gonna speak both sides, being Black and being from a Hispanic culture. I don't feel like Hispanic women are the enemies of Black women. Like, who said that? And I saw a comment underneath the Hollywood Unlocked. Some person stated, "Oh, where's the lie? Why do you think that Latino women are gunning for Black women? Like, who made that up?" And specifically, now you have some ignorant people out there who say some dumb stuff and feel like, okay. And I think this chick from Love and Hip Hop, what's her name? Oh, Sin Santana, when she had made a comment, this is years ago, she had made a comment how Black men love, Latinas, da 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 da. And okay, so they do, whatever, right? But to sit here and say that Latinos are the enemies of Black women, I think that, that's a bit much. And as far as seasoning food, who said that Black women can't season food? Oh, he said something along the lines, oh, well, I don't mind. I don't even do hot food or whatever, but I'll eat all that spice or whatever the case is. Like, I'm a Latina all day long. I can barely tolerate spice. I have acid reflux. And being sensual and feminine. Who said that Black women aren't either? Now, if there's a problem with Black women sticking up for themselves and knowing their value and project it, why is that a problem for certain men? Again, I don't believe in degrading anybody. I don't believe that you should sit here and belittle anyone. If someone is not your cup of tea, bow down and walk away. It is as simple as that. But to sit here and say, well, the Latino woman is going to be like, oh, Bobby, this, and kind of serve you and have that subservient mentality as if all of us are so submissive that, we're basically gonna take whatever you throw at us. Have you ever really dealt with a Hispanic person? First and foremost. Again, have you ever really dealt with a Latinx family? And again, I am darker skin, right? On my mom's side, it's the stereotypical looking Hispanic. Even my mom is deeper because her dad was Jamaican. And my dad, again, still Central American, Honduran. He comes from more of a African root side, Garifuna. But on the lighter skin side, and this is fact in my family, that bringing a Black person home isn't like the most wanted thing. So you're going to sit here and tell a group of people to kind of like veer off in that direction. Do you know what they might be up against? Hispanic women can love Black men all day long, but are you ready for their family dynamic and what they might bring to you? Because my husband can sit here and tell you, not because of the color of his skin, but Hispanic families are truly involved in your business. With having the father around, it's not a easy road to climb. You know what I'm saying? Easy road to climb, mountain to climb, whatever. It's not something simple. So stop making it seem as if one particular group is going to sit here and serve you. That's not going to always be the case. And in the event that that person is willing to be submissive, willing to do what you want and sit in the background and not say nothing, when there's a Latino father in the mix, he's going to be all up in your business. Whatever you put your daughter through, trust and believe he's all up in it. Not speculation, not, what I've heard. It's what I've lived. You know what I'm saying? I'm 42. Until this day, my husband looks to my dad for validation. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a you and him thing or you and her thing. It's you and the family thing. And a lot of American men can't handle that. But again, you sitting here thinking that, Black women are just not enough pisses me off. You can't discredit a group of people because of past experiences, or to sit here and say that all Black women are this way or all Hispanic are this way. And he also talks about Asian women, like Mei Ling. He calls them Mei Lings and, Russian women, Anastasia or Natasha. He called them something. But he's basically saying all foreign women are willing to do whatever for a high valued man. So now, as far as classifying what a high value man is, granted, I just spoke that I've been married for a little bit. Been married, met this dude December 25th. Yes, December 25th, 2007. When I met this guy, I already had 2 kids, right? Had 2 kids. I wasn't even really looking for a relationship. I was very content with working and handling my business as a parent. So I know that Kevin Samuels liked to associate high value men with money. I think that that's steering Black men in the wrong direction. Even when you give relationship advice, kind of just making them seem as if they're just going to provide and women are just supposed to do whatever he says because he's bringing in the money. No. You got to learn how to deal with people. You have to have good communication skills. You have to work together as a unit. But let me get back to my story. So I met this dude when I was 28 years old. Met him on Christmas Day, 2007. And all I said was, I don't know you. Merry Christmas. Gave him a hug. Didn't know him from Adam. He was new to the facility because we worked together. Mind you, after we got to get to know each other, whatever, he knew that I had 2 kids. He knew that I had been married prior to, I was married before. And he jumped right in. didn't ask any questions. My kids at that time were 8 and 5, knew that my ex-husband wasn't present. No baby daddy drama, nothing like that. The man wasn't around, you know what I'm saying? But stepped in with no issue. When I thought about going to nursing school, this dude said, go for it. I'll handle everything. Just do you. I didn't have to work at all. And guess what? Wasn't married to the dude at the time. When I went to nursing school, we were not married. Went to nursing school, got my diploma or whatever, and did what I had to do. So then what happened was he decided he wanted to get his CDL. Guess what? Go get your CDL. Because I have now gotten my nursing degree, go do what you got to do or whatever. Truckers don't make a bunch of money initially. I had to hold it down. I have talked about how my husband is a recovering alcoholic. To this day, he struggles. Not as bad as it used to be, but still sometimes it's a struggle. He has been to rehab twice. Guess who had to hold it down? So why are you sitting here talking about women shouldn't sit here and uplift themselves and work hard and be bosses and have careers and appreciate their degrees? In the event that the man falls, can't work for whatever reason, who's going to hold it down? Y'all, you just gonna look at each other and be like, I don't know how those bills are getting paid. Like, for real. I just don't understand this dude's concept. Again, I agree with some of the things that he says, but when he's sitting here just bashing women and giving this misconception of what a high value person is, I don't know how people buy into it. I don't know if anyone's going to come over here and give me their 2 cents about my opinion, but I'm going to sit here and say this. I don't care. I am married. I am fat. I wear makeup. I have real hair. I just happen to have it in a protective hairstyle today. Am I currently wearing lashes? I am. Whatever. You can point all that out. Don't care. But what I feel like where he's missing the mark is because I don't even think he believes in love like that. I want to say I saw one of his videos and someone had mentioned about romance and love and da 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 da, and he was like, "Oh, that's really besides the point. Like, you really don't need none of that." So it's basically having a partnership. So you have your yes woman, basically. Your yes woman who's taking care of the household, who is saying yay to everything that you do. A man is willing to, a man can do what he, if as long as he's bringing the money in, he can sit here and find pleasure elsewhere and do whatever. And the woman is supposed to still sit there and shut up. I don't know if he really has ever dated a Hispanic woman. We will give you the business just like any other woman would if you fuck up. So stop misleading these men to think as if Hispanic women won't punch you in the throat, because we certainly will. Both light and dark skin will, if necessary. Stop making Black women feel as if they're less than. And again, I feel like where he's missing the mark is that he's not instilling building the unit. One, let's talk about how you, sir, are divorced, right? Not against divorced people. I've been divorced, whatever. You won't talk about your relationship. It's too personal. But you want to tell everybody else how to run theirs, who to gravitate towards, who you can sit here and downplay. I don't know who hurt you. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and get into this man's sexuality. I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and get into this man's bag. I don't care how much he makes, what he's worth. I don't care. What I will say, is he attractive? Sure. Now, dude look a whole goofy when he was younger. And maybe, just maybe, this is where all the animosity came from. Now, do I feel like looks play a part in a relationship? No, I don't, because they fade. You want to rock out with a person who's going to hold you down in whatever circumstance. Because you can sit here and get into a crash tomorrow, get burned in the face, and then there go your looks. What you can do, leave a person because they no longer look like who you met? Come on, man. You don't sit here and talk about how relationships need to work at keeping it working, and the work that goes into it on both ends. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the man going to work and the woman just cleaning and cooking and doing whatever. You have to be prepared for whatever. And how do you sit here and maintain a relationship through the whatever? Because speaking from a person who has been through so much in a 14-year span, now, and I'm going to give you my insight. When I divorced my first husband, I was young. Got married at 19, left him by 20. You know what I'm saying? But even then, I knew what he had wasn't what I grew up looking at. Mind you, yes, I grew up with both my parents, my mother and my father in the household together. They'll be married 50 years, actually on my birthday in 2022. So I saw an example and I knew what I wanted or whatever, and I knew what I didn't want. Even within my parents' marriage, there's certain things that to this day, I'm like, yeah, that's not my cup of tea. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not like that. So therefore, he's not going to get that version of me. But nothing really prepares you in a relationship, in a marriage, for the hard times. You know what I'm saying? Things are not always cookies and cream. You got to put in the work. It requires work. All that superficial shit does not matter. I just don't like the fact that Kevin Samuels gets to sit here and bash Black women for their strength and their ambition, and then try to use Hispanic women as pawns or any other culture as pawns, as if they're more superior, and this is why they get the men. And let me know down in the comment section if I'm wrong. Black women don't want to be with a person who's going to minimize their value just so he can shine. Who said that there isn't room for both people to shine? And this is why I say that. David is known for comic relief, the one who's going to sit here and smooth things over. Me, I'm that go-getter. I'm that one that's going to sit here and put people in their place in the event that I have to. We're working together. One person perfects a certain thing and the other one perfects another thing, and when they come together, it's different. It's a whole mood. But to sit in the shadows, for who and for why? And even if you both don't have a bunch of money or whatever, who said that people can't work together to make things happen? Why does it everybody have to be their own individual doing their own separate little thing and saying, oh, this is what I bring to the table, this is what I bring to the... You can also work together. Like, where's the problem with that? And there's plenty of women, there's plenty of Black women, there's plenty of Hispanic women, or whatever culture, that's willing to rock out with their dude. But don't play them against one another. And it's sad that a Black man is willing to break down Black women as much as he does. And it's also sad to see some Black women are just like, and they feed into it. They're like, you're right, you're right. And it was one thing that I saw a snippet. No, I saw that whole video. And it was a woman that was like, oh, how do I talk to my friends about, how to be a wife or whatever the case is. And I'm just like, how do you talk to your friends about how to be a wife, or, why is that ever even a conversation? You don't sit here and tell your friends how to be spouses. Now, if you want to have a conversation with your friends about relationships and what you might feel that works, what works for you won't necessarily work for somebody else. One, you can't sit here and sell a person a fish sandwich. You can't sit here and sell a person a fallacy and to pretend to be a person that you're not. That will never work. Changing yourself for an individual is not going to get you seen any quicker than you just being yourself. So why alter yourself? Now, what I will say, is there room for growth? Absolutely, in everybody. Should you check yourself in moments to where you're not, one, overreacting, two, being disrespectful, three, being, insensitive, four, being self-serving? Yeah, you may want to check yourself on certain things. You have to. That's something you have to look within yourself. But to do it specifically for a person, no. You get yourself right before you incorporate someone else into the mix. And if that person is into you, they're going to take you how you are. I don't know how, like, his subscribership is not going down. And some black men, I get disappointed in you. Like, for real? Like, who created you? Who gave birth to you? And you're okay with a man sitting here downplaying black women the way that he does? Women are not here to serve you. We're here to work alongside of you. Now, whether or not yes, should you should you be the head of the household? Yes. In the Bible, that's how it was designed. That's how it should be. The men lead. But also, too, you have to make it comfortable for women to follow you. That's a thought. And all it takes is a conversation about where you guys stand. And I'm not in the business of trying to cancel anybody, but I just wish this dude would just shut up. If you can't sit here and produce these relationships that you talk about or you're coaching people through, shut up. Because that's what I want to see, the successful marriages he has brought together. I also would love to see these MIT men, I think men in training or whatever the case is. I want to see the success stories. I want to see whatever he discusses on his imaging consulting, phone calls. I want to know his method. Has it worked for you? What has it produced? I don't give a goddamn about no suit. I don't care about how much money you have in the bank, because he talks about what kind of women you're going to get. Now, some dudes, you may have money, but women still have to look at you if we want to be superficial. So, what kind of women is it producing for you? Has anyone caught a review? Where are the success stories? Again, I agree. We should be healthier. Obesity can affect your body in a major way. Now, can you be happy in the skin that you're in? Absolutely. Will people love you despite of how much you weigh? Absolutely. Regardless of how much that high value man makes, there's a person for everyone. But I do agree. I feel like, obesity, I am obese, so I know how it affects the body with my blood pressure and stuff. No, I agree with that. Get healthy. Me, self included, gotta get healthy. I agree there. But stop making it seem as if these women or men who are bigger, are not worthy of love because of their physical attributes. It's dumb. Stop dividing us. Stop saying who's coming after whose men, because that's not the case. There's enough division in this world to sit here and play black and brown people up against each other. Come on, yo. Get a clue. Do something with yourself. You so high value. Get some common sense. And if you care anything about the black community, you wouldn't sit here and degrade the women in it. Asshole. Okay, I'm done. I'm always open for discussion. I'm always open to hear other people's opinions. I'm always willing to hear that. What I don't do is disrespect on any level. Like, I'm not here for it at all. I don't have the time, because you come with that energy, you're going to get it right back. Plain and simple. I try to respect people from the utmost, even with Kevin Samuels. Like, I respect what he does overall. Like, I can see his vision of how he wants things to go. It's just the way he goes about doing it really irritates me to the core. But nonetheless, if you want to check your girl out on social media, you can find me on everything Talia's Eye Candy. I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Again, not so much Snapchat, but if you hit me up, I will talk back. And yeah, I will catch you all in the next. Bye. Merry Christmas to